Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? So, welcome to another guided meditation. We're gonna keep exploring core needs, and this might be the last one. We'll kind of feel into it as a community. Um, but we've been staying here for like a few months now and really kind of diving deep into what are these things. I've described them as like there's like our thoughts, there's like the things that I think are important to me, my beliefs, all these different things, right? And then there's my emotions, and then there's my needs. And when I think about needs, right, they are like, I'll say, sometimes core to what it means to be human, core for what it means to be in community, core for like how I relate to myself. And so the resetting and the exploration that we've been doing here, I hope, right, has been really deep, has been creating these reference points for what it means to be safe, what it means to be in community, what it means to be loved, to have belonging. And so then today, what I want us to do is, instead of kind of focusing on one need, which is important, beautiful work, what we're going to do today is almost like allow them to be held in tension. So, the example I was given before I hit record was if my need for connection sometimes is as at odds with my need for autonomy and choice, and then I feel like, well, I feel lonely, so I want to hang out with a friend, but if I hang out with a friend I have to do things I don't want to do. So like if I get lonely enough, I'm gonna hang out with a friend, then be exhausted, then be home, and then need space for a month, and then get really lonely until I force myself to hang out with that friend again, right? Like um and the invitation, right, is like, what would it be like to allow both of those needs to be held together? And, you know, at first it's like, is that even possible? And, that's not even just like in my imagination, but in my like inner body, right? In my like deeper self, do I even believe it's possible to have both autonomy and a deeply connected relationship, friendship or intimate, right? Similarly, do I think it's possible to hang out with my mom and be myself, as an example, right? Or be at work and be myself, or like have fun and work hard, like these things that almost seem, or I'll say these things that almost get structured from these different needs. What I want us to do is almost like recalibrate those inner structures. And I hope it makes sense. Like all of these things, trust this is like a guided process. So there'll be like energies that I'm going to bring in with all of this. Your guides, your intuition, your deeper wisdom is totally in charge. So if that sounds fun, go for it. If you're like, nah, I think I could do something better, then do that. But I just thought it'd be a fun exploration for today. And we can just set the container and just like kind of jump right in. For folks that are new, if this is like your first time here, we do these guided meditations every week. The intention is to kind of just build capacity in community and just practice these skills. Again, like when we're doing this and having all these reflections in community, something shifts, in my opinion, that isn't the same as like if I do this by myself. If I'm like in my own little bubble, doing energy work, it can be really beautiful, but being in community, there'll often be times like I'll hear somebody share something that I'm like, damn, that sounds really cool, I wish I had that. Or the opposite, right? Somebody shares something and I'm like, oh, I don't like that, or that doesn't sound good to me. And both are, I would say vital and important for having a self-concept and having a resilience that is like, I'll say accurate. We have to relate, my opinion. Um, for me, it's important to relate to my world accurately with complexity, and things are gonna happen. I don't think there's enough energy work that we can do that like our life just becomes easy and no one ever like triggers us. Like if you're a human being relating to other humans, like stuff's gonna come up, and this is an intentional like co-created space with really beautiful agreements where we can practice like engaging that discomfort, where we can grow in our resilience, where we can grow in our skill set. So I think it's important, but that's just me. Um, yeah, yeah, let's just jump in. I'm talking a lot anyways. So let's imagine that we're all in this really beautiful energetic bubble, and all these beautiful earth energies and all these big universal energies start to hold this bubble. And as the earth and universe starts bringing these different energies in, imagine that we just start to kind of set group intentions. And you're welcome to be bringing those in. I love having the intention that this is a space where, again, our deeper truth is fully in charge, has full choice, where the things that I'm facilitating are options. It's also a space where resistance can come up. It'll be held, loved, explored, and then gently released. A space where we can be our whole selves, do big work, process deep stuff, and create really big reference points. And today we're kind of exploring this place of balance between our needs. So softening both our ability to have those needs be met, supporting needs that seem contradictory in being met, and then being able to engage discomfort, difficulty, conflict with just lots of skill, lots of capacity. Perfect. And then from that beautiful container, we're going to focus on our individual aura. So let's imagine that that's like its own little bubble. And we'll bring all these deep earth energies. They'll touch the bottom of your feet, and imagine like your aura gets permission to exhale. And as it's releasing energies, these deep earth energies get to ground, restructure, stabilize, support your aura. We'll put magnets in front of us and behind us and start releasing energies. With those magnets, we're imagining that anything blocked, heavy, stuck, any energies that aren't authentic, you get to be released. Perfect. And we're going to have our guide recall our authentic energies, updating, empowering, enhancing those energies, and then beaming them in from the bottom of our feet to the top of our head, filling any spaces, any gaps. And we're going to start with making a symbol to represent our soul. And just imagine like any symbol, it could be a little star, a flower. And as this symbol representing our soul sits out in front of us, we're going to bring earth energies and just start to kind of like ground and support that symbol. And you can either see it, you can just trust that it's there. You can just set your intention that it's there. And then again, we're bringing earth energies. And then we're going to begin giving that symbol permission to get as big as it wants. And as we're letting it expand, you can move it back so you have nice space. Perfect. And then we're just going to start to wash over that symbol with those earth energies. Wash over it with some nourishing water, some beautiful fire. We'll bring the element of wind. Now, let's bring some universal energies in and refresh that earth cord of energies. And we just kind of like brought some really juicy energies in for our soul. And let's just start to notice some of the qualities that our soul has. So just notice some of the qualities that might be bringing awareness to how much wisdom is there, how much love, capacity, how much power, how much softness, kindness. Just start to notice and honor what are the qualities that on a soul level you really embody. We'll allow those earth and universal energies to really bless those innate qualities that we're identifying. And then bring attention to any unprocessed experiences. If there's any stuck or blocked emotions on a soul level. And again, we can just trust. Maybe we'll see those energies. Maybe we'll feel them, but just allow your soul to show you any energies that are unprocessed, any experiences that are unprocessed. And the energies that we're going to make available are to complete those experiences. So one more time, we'll invite those earth energies. And we're just going to start to wash over that symbol representing our soul. And these earth energies are matching the frequency of the heavy blocked stuff. And just gently releasing it. Next, we'll bring really healing, nourishing water. This is helping our soul feel rejuvenated, feel like held and loved. Giving our soul permission to soften, receive. Perfect. Next, we're going to bring the element of fire. And with this element of fire, imagine that any energies that are ready to be transmuted, they get permission to. And even will allow any karmic imprints to be completed. Allowing soul contracts and cords, vows to be completed. Whatever is appropriate. And just allowing the fire to collaborate with our soul to begin to process, complete some of those experiences. We'll bring the element of wind. Just another opportunity to release. And then let's imagine that we make a really beautiful energetic spa. And our soul gets to hang out in that spa. And it's getting Reiki treatments, acupuncture, massages. I like imagining that the spa is over the top, like there's a natural hot spring inside of an amethyst crystal. And again, just another layer of softening and just really giving your soul permission to receive. And then one more time, we're going to tune into those earth and universal energies. And we'll give our souls full permission to ask from the earth and universe for whatever they want and need. Giving our souls full permission to heal. Full permission to awaken. And giving our souls full permission to evolve. And right now is the perfect time if you have any questions for your soul. Or you can kind of tune in to see if your soul has any messages for you. And then we're going to let that part of the process clear, dissolve, and integrate. We'll put magnets in front of us and behind us to start releasing energies into. We'll clear our grounding cord. And there are all these really beautiful deep earth energies that can help us stabilize and ground all of these new energies that are available to us. And then we'll have our guides recall our authentic energies, along with recalling any soul fragments, any identity fragments. All of those energies will get updated, empowered, enhanced. And then they'll get beamed in from the bottom of our feet to the top of our heads, filling any spaces, any gaps. And just imagine that your body and its relationship to your subconscious and their relationship to your conscious mind and their relationship to your soul and all of their relationship to your essence. Imagine that they all get to like reset, recalibrate, restructure if appropriate. Perfect. Perfect. And one more time, we're going to tune into those earth energies and imagine that as big as that upper expansion was, imagine that there's all these deep earth energies that can ground and stabilize all of that higher frequency exploration. Perfect. And now we're going to bring those earth energies and let's allow those earth energies to start to find any unprocessed emotions or experiences that are still in our body. And just however much is like supportive, whatever lights up. We don't gotta go really big if that's not aligned today. But again, just allow earth energies to come up and begin to touch and hold any unprocessed, any stuck or blocked experiences. And first, notice where those are in your body. And just begin to bring awareness to the edges of that unprocessed or stuck experience. See if you can bring awareness to the density of those energies. Seeing if they have a color. And then we're going to begin to wash over those stuck and unprocessed energies with first earth. We'll then wash over them with really healing, nourishing water. Again, that water allowing those places to soften, to be cared for, be healed. And bring the element of fire. The element of fire, we're completing certain aspects of that experience, transmuting certain energies. Just whatever is appropriate. in this moment. We'll bring the element of wind. And then imagine that we allow for not only this experience, but any other energies that still have lessons for us. And we allow them to upload their lessons into our Akashic. As we upload those lessons into our Akashic, we'll allow our Akashic to evolve. And we'll even allow for any downloads, any new information that wants to come in, any new skills, capacities, abilities. And as that Akashic downloads are coming in, imagine that our evolved soul is getting to like filter, receive, bless, assimilate those downloads. And then from our soul, they get to be filtered and then offered to our conscious mind, however many, whatever aspects are appropriate for our conscious mind to download, whatever is appropriate for our body to download and assimilate. And then whatever new information is there for our subconscious, allowing those to be assimilated. Just allowing a healing there. Allowing for a nice evolution to happen in our subconscious and in our body. We'll let that part of the process clear, dissolve, and integrate. One more time, we can just release energies into those magnets. For some of us, there's a lot to release, so just welcome that. One more time, we'll refresh and bring brand new earth energies up. And then we'll have our guides recall authentic energies, along with recalling any soul fragments, any identity fragments. All of that will be updated, empowered, enhanced. And then it'll get beamed in from the bottom of our feet to the top of our head, filling spaces, filling gaps. Perfect. And now we're going to bring those deep earth energies and imagine that the same way we found in emotions, let's imagine that those earth energies start to hold our core needs. And there can be biological needs, like food, water, shelter, safety. And then there could be like a little more subtle needs, like our need for connection, belonging, validation. And just allow all of these needs to start being held by the earth. And imagine that they're being like not only honored and celebrated, but almost like soothed, nurtured, cared for. So needs that we've been practicing really like fulfilling. Imagine that there's just another level of softening, another layer of receiving that can happen in this moment. If there's any needs that are deeply yearning to be met that we haven't focused on, imagine that these earth energies come up. They touch and hold that need. And the first part is we're just going to begin to bring awareness to it. Just beginning to acknowledge. And that can be a conscious acknowledgement if we're getting insight into what that need is. But it can also be an energetic acknowledgement. And then we're going to begin to wash over those needs with earth energies. Then washing over them with healing, nourishing water. Inviting that element of fire. Inviting the element of wind. And just allowing those needs to have full permission to heal. Full permission to receive. Just allowing for an evolution to happen there. And then we're just going to allow our inner wisdom, in collaboration with our guides, in collaboration with the earth, to like reset and recalibrate and restructure how our needs relate to one another. Reset how we relate to them. And just as much as is possible and fun, allowing these needs to fully trust that we not only care about them, but are committed to showing up for them, committed to care for them. And as that reset is happening, there's all these energies that we can release into the earth. If appropriate, there's aspects of our identity. There's adaptive and protective strategies that aren't necessary anymore. We can release those if that's appropriate. There's completions for unprocessed emotions and experiences that we can bring in if that's appropriate. And then in the background, there's all these contracts on a soul level that there's a space to complete. And if that sounds good, just give permission. And there's also all these karmic energies that can be completed. And as well, if that sounds good. You could say yes, and there's all those energies are available in our space and field. And then we're going to let that process evolve our identity, evolve our self-concept, even our self-talk. Imagine that it resets our relationship to our body, to our emotions. We can allow it to reset our nervous system. Allowing that to evolve and reset our beliefs, our connection to reality, our relationships to others. And then offering these energies back in time, forward in time. If appropriate, allowing a shift in our timeline. And we'll bring lots of sparkly energies in to support this integrating gently and sweetly. Allowing our guides to bring in any other energies that are appropriate. One last time, we'll put magnets in front of us and behind us to release energies into. One last time, we'll refresh our grounding cord. Allowing all these deep earth energies to both validate us, to restructure, stabilize all of these new energies in our field. One last time, we'll have our guides recall our authentic energies, updating, empowering, enhancing those, and then beaming those energies in from the bottom of our feet to the top of our heads.